move the inner wall of the femur towards the wall, outer wall of the femur away from it, without assuming that you've done it. Go on moving the femurs more and more and more. Your ability physically to do that will be better if you keep that length in the bottom of the foot from the ball of the big toe to outer heel. The foot that is stretching diagonally better, that femur will move better in the way I'm describing. Remember that sensation. Come sit in Dandasana. You want to sit on the front of the sit bone in Dandasana. And examine the sensation at the top of the femur. The whole femur has to be grounded, meaning as though there is a heavy weight placed on the thigh, the femur moves towards the floor. But more specifically, move the inner wall of the thigh bone to the floor more. I think I have a problem. I'm not looking very happy. So the universe has a problem. Okay, here is what I want you to do. Watch. Take the legs apart, slightly, not all the way to Viskonasana, but slightly apart. And really use your hand to take the inner thigh bone down, outer thigh bone away. Meaning rotate this maximum amount possible. Then rotate the second side maximum amount possible. When the feet are apart more, it's easier to grip the floor with the inner wall of the bone. When you carefully bring the feet together, don't lose that. If I lose it here, I stop here and readjust. Very, very, very carefully bring the feet, the legs together, keeping that sense not from the knee, but from the top of the femur is really rotated down. If I'm holding a block between my thigh, I'm rotating that block down. Don't lose that rotation of the thigh. Okay, it's not a casual inner movement. Very deep rotation of the inside of the thigh as I bring the feet together. Dandasana, separate the legs wide out and attempt to do what I'm, not attempt to do it. Rotate the top thigh in completely so that you already see that the pelvis has a sense of untucking. When from keeping your legs apart, you have that sense of untucking, don't lose that as you come to bring the feet together. And if it is lost, perhaps you should sit on a stick. Sit on the stick with your sit bones behind the stick, femur forward. Get the stick to touch the sit bones. and have a clear sense that the inner wall of the thigh bone is touching the stick heavily. Keep that sense, bring the legs together. So you are untucking it. The only people who should not do this are people who have recently detached hamstring. Roll the thigh in don't lose that internal rotation. When you're bringing the feet together, somehow you are losing. Okay, keep doing that. I'll be back next week. Lot of chat. That action circularly moves the sit bones away from each other much more, without losing that sense of circular movement away from the center. Squeeze the sit bones to each other. That squeeze increases the height of the pelvis. With that height, lifting the sphincter up, go to Paschimottanasana. Support the head if you want, on a block. So again, as I fold forward, at any point where I feel I'm losing this action, I don't go any further, stay higher up. Trust me, I have been down there all the way, there's nothing there. So don't be in a hurry to go forward. Take the right foot back to Janu Shirshasana. With the stick on the left side. See, when I'm sitting on the floor, the sit bone touches the floor, thigh bone does not. By sitting on a stick, I'm making the thigh bone touch the stick, the sit bone doesn't touch the stick. Sit bone moves forward towards the stick, but not on it. Janu Shirshasana. Here, don't worry too much about the right thigh, the right knee you are bending. The right thigh has to rotate in. But emphasize the movement of the left thigh, the sit bone touching the stick. Be careful, I'm not asking you to make the inner knee touch the floor. Go to the second side. Right foot forward. Right sit bone close to the stick without being on the stick. Bend the left knee. In forward bends is the uppermost part of the hamstring that is generally not cooperating. By doing this action with the stick, you teach that hamstring to cooperate. And again, on that right side, make sure you're not pushing the inner knee to the floor. And inhale and come up. Go back to wall hang. Imagine there is a same stick at the very top of the thigh, where you're rotating the inner wall of the thigh bone more into that imaginary stick. And stamping on the outer heels, you are separating the top thigh bones away from each other. Hence, the rotation of the sit bones away from each other is more pronounced. Rotate the thigh. So the inner wall of the thigh is, yes, touching the chair much more. The sit bone does not touch the chair. but I want that top thigh bone in contact with the chair.
That's the stick.
That's the stick. And stay there until the cows come home. Make sure they're holy cows. And compare the two sides. One thigh bone is touching the chair more readily, the other is not quite cooperating. Pay more attention to the side that's not cooperating. Try to touch the chair as high up on the thigh bone as you can, not in the middle of the thigh. Highest point without touching, without sitting on the sit bone. And again, even though your legs are not on the floor, make sure you're not pushing the inner knee down. And for some of you, if you find the sense of the skin from the buttock and from the trapezius area, meeting more clearly that energy in the sacrum, for those people only, not for everybody. For those people only, lift the perineum up much more. Engage the inner sphincter up also. And find a very different kind of length as a result in the pelvic floor, in the forward bend, forward fold. And again, for those people, even though you are folding forward, there is a complete sense of back bend.